What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Sweat It Out podcast. Today, we're going to talk about a very, very interesting topic, which is going to help all business owners out there to be able to scale and take things to the next level, right? So here's how we're going to dive into this, followed by my co-host, Brian Garrido today. We're going to jump in straight into the first topic, which is going to be talking about team building.
Ooh, team building. That's a deep conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Why team building, Brian?
Team building is important, man. If you're looking to scale or take your business to that next level, you're definitely gonna have to build a team. You can be a one-man show for a little bit, but if you want to conquer the world, you gotta have a team.
That's right. And especially in today's world, I think more than anything, as entrepreneurs, and I think we can all agree, we sometimes tend to want to try to do everything ourselves, right? We sometimes tend to want to push that agenda, which could be good when you're starting. But then you hit a certain threshold and you're like, shit, I need to diversify because if not, I'm going to burn out.
Yeah. And that happens. You know, you see that a lot in my space in real estate. You'll see a lot of agents not wanting to but take commission, split commission with other agents to buy back time. You know, when you're in your business, you got to be doing the revenue producing activities that are going to make you money. Mm-hmm. You know, when you first start anything, what's the first thing you're always doing? You're prospecting all the time. You got to go back to doing those revenue generating activities. Because what happens once you get to a certain point, now you're just doing administrative work. Yeah, administrative work is good because it's keeping your business afloat, but how are you getting new business coming in?
Yep, exactly. And that's the thing. You cannot do it all. Because if not, you're spreading yourself thin. You have to understand that, yes, laying an organic foundation is super important. And having that organic way of pushing traffic towards your direction is very, very crucial. But from there, you're going to hit a certain point where you have to start realizing what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And how can I look for people that can actually be better than me at my weaknesses? And that's how you can start pushing the needle forward and actually start scaling tenfolds and bringing in that extra revenue that you're looking for.
I think people, when they think about scaling and you tell them that you bring another business partner, you're bringing in certain people, they're thinking that they're taking 2 steps back. You know, they're cutting their own revenue and they're going to be losing money. I don't think that's the right way to be thinking about it. You're buying back your time. Time is more important than just money.
Time is more important. Time is the essence of everything. Because here's the thing. As you're team building and you free up more of your time, you can have more time to focus on the bigger things. You have more time to focus on your strengths. You have more time to also focus on other ventures you may have. And also as well, if you have a family, you have time to pour into your family as well even more, which is as important. So time is the most valuable thing here because time is what's going to create more of that success and freedom for you when you keep on scaling.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing. Like you'll see a lot of people in my industry, they'll go and they'll work with buyers all the time. But buyers are very inconsistent. You'll be driving around all day. They'll be driving you nuts. And the real money's made in the listings. Mm-hmm. But once an agent has a listing, a lot of them, they get greedy and they want to represent the buyer, or they try to work both sides of the deal, or they try to do some creative stuff instead of saying, hey, you know that your business is going to grow if you list more properties because you're going to be buying back your time. What should you be doing at that point? Well, maybe you should get a buyer's agent to represent you. You guys split the commission, you know, represent, let them get a piece of the deal, and you're buying back more time so you can focus on getting more listings.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yes.
You know, and that's what I tell people too, you know, coming from the health and fitness realm, especially online. You know, one of the things I would teach all the time, and I still teach, is how to build that organic foundation where you learn how to do it for you. But then you reach a certain point where you have to understand there's a scaling portion to it if you want to create now more of that time freedom. And that's where you have to start looking at getting helpers like assistances and virtual assistances and appointment setters to come in and start plugging in these appointments for you and actually helping you with the lead gen to then free you up at times so you can focus more on your coaching. Maybe you're still taking some of the sales, or you can even bring in somebody to help you with the sales. And now you're working smarter because you're focusing on what you need to focus on. And now you have a team that can also bring you more leads and can also close more sales for you because you're not a one-man show anymore. You know, and we're not even talking about people to help with your content. People are going to help you with the other things as well in your business. We're just talking initially with the actual sales and lead gen portion of things. You know, you can even free up more time when you have somebody who would help you with your content, or you can have somebody help you with other areas of your business and manage your social media. But it really does take things to the next level, and also is going to help you just to be able to feel like, man, I have more energy to do these other things. I feel great. I feel even more confident because I'm so focused in on what I'm best at.
Oh, 100%. And since you're the social media guru, and I want to ask you this question.
Guru.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
strong
yeah.
word. That's a strong word.
You're the Yoda of social media. Right now I'm what is it? Han Solo. I'm Chewbacca right now. I'm Chewbacca right now.
Oh
I'm just
my
stepping
God.
in. I'm stepping into the space, but I'll tell you right
Brian
now.
still doesn't speak. He only still speaks.
You know what, man? I think I'm like right now R2D2 stepping in this right now. But, hey, but you know what? I'm learning, man. I'm walking pretty quick into
Oh
this.
my God.
In getting to scaling, into moving up quickly into your business, for me, now that I've been doing social media, I've been starting to see a lot of traction coming into it. So when you're scaling, you're already looking forward. How important, why is social media so important in just building your brand and being able to leverage that to actually, to grow?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. As things keep moving forward in the world, digitally, virtually, online, social media is a huge tool to be able to promote and market yourself and advertise, right? So it's not your whole business, but it's a big needle mover for your business. It's another way to bring in more leads, more people in front of you, and get more of that brand exposure. But most importantly, like I tell people all the time, you have to build a personal brand on social media more than anything. If you don't have a strong personal brand, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot later down the road with anything else that comes out. Once you have a strong strong personal brand presence, whether you're on social or later or not, and you come into other platforms, you're going to be recognized because your personal brand is so strong. That brand of yours holds so much weight that when people see you on other things, they search for you on Google, they search for you in other places, or maybe there could be other social media platforms that now you're getting into. People are going to recognize you because of your brand, your personal brand. And then once you have a strong personal brand, it also allows you to diversify in the sense of it allows you to also, when you do create other businesses, you can inject those other businesses from your personal brand. Look at Gary Vee, for example. Gary Vee's personal brand is so strong, he injects his other businesses, Vayner Sports, Vayner Talent, Vayner Media, all these, his different agencies, all this stuff that he's doing, it lets him inject, now his V friends, his NFT V friends, so he injects those pillars that are different businesses with his personal brand. That's why having a personal brand is so strong, because you actually gain more control and you actually have more traction, and people are listening to your narrative, your philosophy, your story, right? It's more relatable. It's more humanized, right? People like more of a humanized feeling, especially in today's world where social media is such a dominant place. People want more of a humanized feel when it comes to associating themselves with companies and brands now, right? If it's all structured in a traditional fixed way, there's no true like relatability behind it. There's no true story behind it. People want to get behind those things, right? And support those things and feel like, you know what? That makes me feel good. That makes me relate with them because I've gone through that. Or you know what? I like what they're supporting, right? People want to get behind things, right? So when you have that for your personal brand, you can really create a big audience that later on wants to purchase and consume the other things that you're doing because of your personal brand.
Oh man, 1000%. The key to social media is building that tribe. And that's something that I neglected for many years and did not even think about it until recently. People want to gravitate towards those that they feel represent their morals, their beliefs, their core values. And even though those people are not per se speaking about it publicly, they want to connect or be associated with those people that have, I guess, the platform to speak about these things, and represent them. It's another thing too is the credibility aspect, and you were talking about that. When you're in that social media, in that game, and you're posting regularly, you're doing what you have to do, you're being consistent, people start looking at you like a mini celebrity.
Your credibility goes up. And I'm the first one I tell people all the time, we talk about it. When you think people are not watching, certain people even that you think are not watching you is when they're actually watching you the most. People are always watching. Brands are always watching. Companies are always watching, whether you think it or not, whether they're following you or not, whether they're engaging with you or not. They are watching. And you need to be ready, consistent. You need to be on point, and you need to have something so strong. When I mean something so strong is your passion to want to push this forward has to be so strong, because you don't know what can be on the other side for you. You don't know what the opportunity can come. You also don't know what can turn out for your business. So you need to be on point. You need to be consistent. You need to push forward every day with your social media platform, because it's just another way to really express your personal brand and express what your personal brand is about, and get on the forefront. Get on the forefront of everything, because people will start wanting to follow you, and companies will start saying, whoa, this person's consistent. People will be like, whoa, this person's consistent. I've seen them grow from 1 month to 6 months like it's no other. And maybe they're still not following you. But you know what? They're like, from 6 months to a year, holy crap, this person hasn't stopped. Look at their brand change. Look how consistent. Look at the audience they're building. And maybe they're still not following, but they're paying attention. And guess what? Maybe on year two, that's when they follow you. Maybe that's when they write to you. Maybe that's when they hit you up. Because they're like, you know what? This person hasn't stopped. This person's kept going. Look what they've done with their brand. Look where they've taken it. And look at the movement they've created. I want to step in here. I want to work with this brand. That's the consistency behind you putting in work every single day, right? And and I say this as equivalent to that saying or that story of the miner who's mining. He's chipping away at the mine. He's been working months and months and months. He's looking for that diamond, right? He's chipping away. And you got another miner on the other side. He's chipping away and, gives up. He's like, I'm getting tired. Boom, boom. And then the other one sees all these people falling back. And the miner keeps going, and he's about the moment to give up, because he sees everybody giving up, because they've kept going for so long. They haven't hit the diamond. But here's the problem that a lot of people don't understand, is that the diamond isn't going to fall in your lap. It takes time to get to that diamond. So you've done all this chipping away with your business. You've done all this grind, this work. You've done all this effort, put in all this effort, this energy, to give up. You've done all this, and who knows if with 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5 more strikes, the diamond is right there. The diamond could just be over that other side with 2 or 3, 4 more strikes, but you gave up. And that's why I tell people you have to be consistent, because you're only one video, one photo, one live, one IG reel, one TikTok, one whatever, one tweet away from hitting the diamond.
It's a big diamond.
It is a big diamond.
And you definitely have to be chipping away. Think about it. And I'll give an example. The other night I was sitting on my couch, and The Rock, I think, did a live. And you just see all the people doing comments.
Bro,
just writing comments.
The Rock is fucking rapping now.
That's the thing.
Had the number one rap music. What is that?
In no other time in human history have we had the ability to communicate with people across the globe instantly.
Yes.
And the fact that this is even a possibility that we're even able to do this, it's crazy. You're leaving money on the table. And a lot of people are scared to even start posting because they're fearful what other people are going to think. No one cares. And that's, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, no one cares about if you're scared. If you provide value, and maybe you sound weird or maybe whatever it is, no one really cares. As long as you present that value and they see it as such, you're going to get it, you're going to grow. People want to go and be in alignment with those people that represent them. So don't be scared. Start posting. Start doing it, being consistent. Anthony would tell me all the time, I used to have fear and anxiety of posting. Oh, what are people going to think? Oh, man, I got to make sure that, everything I say is perfect. It's just doing the work, doing the legwork, being consistent, just doing what you say you're going to do. And then obviously make sure you have an interesting topic, do some of your homework, and then speak about it. And then let your audience be the guiding force for you. And if they see you have good content, then you adjust and you pivot. And this is something that's always going to be changing. So don't think that's just one and done. You're going to be developing as you get better. So is your content. But you just got to start. If you got to start with your phone, start with your phone. And then eventually move up. You get a 4K camera. Then next thing you know, you're with a red cam, right? What's that called? The red?
The red.
The red.
And then you guys get yourself an amazing content director.
There you go.
Woo. I know she's sitting right there next to us, smiling right now.
Mm-hmm. She's really good. She's the
she's
bread.
The diamond.
She's the bread of our PB and jelly right here.
But look, going back to something you said, The Rock. and this is what I want to state. The Rock has only been able to hit top rapper charts rapping because he's the freaking Rock. Not because he's a great rapper, because he's not. Not because his music's amazing. It's because he's a Rock. And that goes back to why
The Rock was on the chart, huh?
he was on the chart. I think he hit number 2, and then he broke number 1 for a little bit. But he hit number 2, and he broke number 1 for a little bit. Goes to show you, and if you listen to the music, you're like, what? It's super weird hearing The Rock rap, and it's honestly not that good. But you know what? People like The Rock. People like The Rock personal brand. And people get behind it. That's why I tell people all the time, if you build a strong enough personal brand, you could practically do almost anything because people get behind you as a person, as a brand. They'll support your endeavors. That's why having a strong personal brand is huge in today's world.
So how does software play into all this?
How does software play into this? Well, here's the thing. We talked about team building, part of the scaling process. We talked about social media being a tool for marketing, advertising, promotion, and being consistent on it, right? Building your personal brand around it. How does software play into building that business and scaling it? Well, without a software, you can't track. Without a software, your team won't understand what to do.
But what type of software, though?
What type of software?
Because we get a little specific here.
Well, there's different things, but in specific, the main one that every business should have is some type of CRM in place, right? So why don't you explain to them what that is?
CRM, guys, if you don't know about it, game changer, definitely something you got to add to your business. It is customer retention or customer relation management tool, all right? If you're in real estate or any business, this is a tool that you definitely need because that's where you're going to keep track of your database, your follow-ups, your communication. You can even track their birthdays. All the money that's out there in the world, you have to do one thing, and it's being consistent.
That's it.
Consistently following up. If you follow up, that is where the millions of dollars that Diamond Anthony was talking about, that's where it's at, in the follow-up game.
Yes. And look, and I'll tell you right now, working with a lot of my clients that I've worked with, helping them build their online fitness businesses, teaching them organic, teach them how to build this foundation. When it was time for them to scale, and I helped them with this, and now with the whole agency set up and everything, being able to take what they built with what we taught them organic and now taking it to the next level to scale, build a team, the first thing we addressed was having a CRM in place. Having a CRM to be able to track their team, to be able to monitor everything, and again, have a follow-up sequence embedded. Have websites, funnels in place, course builders, right? Being able to track your profits and losses, right? Being able to see what your team is doing so you can help them and correct them, right? Being able to embed a different phone number in there as well, where now your team can also make conversations from them and you can also hear what's going on and guide them to success, right? Follow-up sequences that are automated that you don't even have to do manually anymore. This is a game changer for your business. This takes your business to the next level. That's why every business needs to have a form, some kind of CRM set in place, because it will take so much headaches off. It will eliminate a lot of concerns, and it's going to make it so much easier for your team to manage and handle these things, because now your team doesn't have to also come to you all the time. They don't have to go through all these spreadsheets and all these different Excels and all this different stuff. No, it's all in-house in one place where they can now have more functions, more functionality to be able to perform at a higher level.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. And I think a lot of people don't understand the power of it and why it is so powerful and how you can now link other things to it. You can link, you can grab data from social media, from other places, and actually dump it in there and track a lot of these leads. So everything works hand in hand. That's why you need this synergistic flow of these different tools that we're talking about and these different things that we're talking about to work synergistically together to help you get the result you want.
100%. If you're not using software to your advantage, software is going to use you, and your competition is going to take advantage of you. You can't be leaving that to risk or that to chance. And especially when you're scaling, Excel spreadsheet's good for a little bit, but at some point you're going to have to get to the big boy software.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And again, like we're talking about like business here, right? This is just important for all types of business, right? And obviously, if we get into more specific businesses, like if we're talking about real estate specific or the health and fitness game specific, there's other softwares as well that people use for coaching their clients or doing certain tasks that, are important. But when it comes to the business aspect of actually generating leads and sales and tracking and really monetizing your team and where the growth of your business, every business needs to have a CRM.
Everything. If you don't have a CRM, you're losing money.
Game over.
That's just a fact.
Game over.
Well, there's one thing I want to talk about. So let's say you are a personal trainer.
Okay.
All right. And you just, a realtor. We'll put both.
Personal trainer, realtor.
Whatever.
Let's go.
You just opened up your business. How can I get the exposure, build the credibility I need if this is my first time? No one knows who I am in social. No one knows what they might know my business is, but what makes me stand out from the competition?
Very great question. And here's the thing. A lot of people have a hard time in the first place to even stand out, right, in front of this competitive market. So the number one thing, first of all, even before, dive into what we're going to dive into, I think it's just important to even understand who you're serving, right? Identify who you're working with. Identify what area, what people you're going after in your industry, and be very specific about that. You need to be able to stand out already by diving in and niching yourself in that area first off and first most. Because now this is where higher scalability and higher standing out in your market comes into effect, and how you can actually stand out amongst the rest. Because here's the thing. I don't want to just stand amongst the rest within a broad range of health and fitness or real estate. I want to stand within my niche in that industry. All right? So, for example, if you are a high luxury real estate lister, that's an area that you're niching yourself on. You're a listing agent, so you're just a listing agent, and you're working with high luxury, right, white-collared individuals. You want to stand out in that niche area of your industry. For example, health and fitness, right? Maybe somebody wants to stand out in the unconventional space. Maybe not traditional training, maybe not bodybuilding, maybe not even nutrition, but they want to stand out in the unconventional training space, right? You're niching yourself down to that certain area, that market, or maybe you want to be the guy or the girl who helps people get out of pain. Maybe even more specific, back pain. You want to be analyzed as the person who gets people out of back pain. That's a very niched area. So most importantly, you have to be able to niche yourself first, and then once you understand who your target audience, now we're talking about leveraging and being able to use the power of PR.
Ooh, and what's PR?
You know what PR is?
No, I don't know what that is.
Public relations.
Ooh.
And why is this important? And why do you need it? It's because this is what's going to help you stand out in that specific area of your industry. This is what's going to help you give you the credibility, the authority to position yourself in front of other people in that industry of yours, and to be able to separate yourself apart. Because imagine I Google your name as a realtor, as a trainer, and you don't pop up. But then I go over here and I Google this other person's name that's a real estate agent or a personal trainer, and their name pops up on Google. And I see a whole bunch of articles, features. I see a whole bunch of magazines. I see a whole bunch of maybe even TV, press, stuff they've been on. What is that going to do for you when you're considering choosing a real estate agent or personal trainer? Who do you think you're going to pick? And we're just be real here. Who do you think you're going to pick?
I'm going to pick the one that has the most credibility.
Yeah.
That has experience.
Especially if they're being talked about on prominent and dominant platforms and features and articles that carry a lot of weight. Because if your name is associated, here's another power of association. If your name is associated with a big name, what is that going to do for you?
Well, they're just going to get more eyeballs on you.
More eyeballs on you. And it's going to also do what? It's going to also build more trust with people. Mm-hmm. So now you increase your trust factor with the consumer.
1,000%.
And this changes the game.
1,000%. An idea that just came to my head. If you, let's say you're an agent, you do some door knocking and you have some PR done, you did the highest listing in that neighborhood, and somehow you get on a publication, you can put that QR code in your flyer, and then when you're door knocking, how powerful is that for that targeted neighborhood that you're in? Hey, you sold the highest listed home in that neighborhood, over 50 grand over appraisal. Hey, I think this guy's going to give me the results that I'm looking for. Let me give John Smith that call.
100%.
And you're definitely going to beat the competition out, because people normally don't. Price is always going to be an objection. But if you're able to present value correctly to that end consumer, 9 times out of 10, price will get pushed to the side if you're going to provide that result.
And even then, before even price, like trust is honestly the biggest thing for everybody.
And that's a big
right?
one.
Because you can have money, but if you don't, you can have all the money in the world, but you know, when you're, especially we're dealing with people with money, like trust is the factor that's going to make the choice for them, the buying choice. So if at the end of the day, I think everything comes with trust. And if you don't have enough credibility or authority set behind you, it's harder to build trust. And I'm not saying you can, but you're going to spend a lot more energy doing it. It's going to take a lot more times following up, and it's going to take a lot of more work than if you have some kind of presentation or show somebody where you have a level of authority or credibility because you're associated, your name is tied in with these big press features, and now you carry more weight on your end.
Oh, that's 1,000%. The deal right there, you're just knocking down objections before you even have them.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's a powerful thing to have, especially when you're trying to become a top listing agent in your industry. That's a game changer. That's definitely going to set you apart.
Oh, 100%.
Most
You know,
agents do not have that.
as agents, as personal trainers, when you can come up with this and you can set yourself as an authority leader in your space with these associated press releases and features and magazines, man, it's a big game changer. It's a big game changer.
Huge.
You know, and not only that, but it's the way you leverage it. Because now, think about this. You have your team. Your team is also now doing calls for you, sales calls. Remember, we're going back to team because we're talking about business and team. Your team's doing sales calls, and you're leveraging social media. Imagine having the right PR for your sales reps to also position you as the authority. Because here's the thing. When your sales rep goes on that call, that's not you, the owner, going on that call. So it's a harder time for that sales rep to build more trust with that immediate person on the other side. But here's the thing. If that person, that sales rep does a good job, and also your name is already tied with all these big press releases, and you have all this weight association with these big names, it's going to make your sales rep's life so much easier, because they're already going to know that coming into this, there's a bigger, higher trust factor on the other end, and it's going to help your sales rep also leverage. Where, let's say, if that person doesn't know who you are or your company, and they need to build more trust, your sales rep can be like, hey, well, what do you need from us in order to build bigger trust or to help you with your buying decision today? And that person might say, you know what? Is there anything talking about your business, or is there anything about the results you've provided for people? Is there anything talking about you guys as a company? Now your sales rep has ammunition. They can come out and says, yes, here we are. You know, our company, you know, owner so-and-so has been featured and talked about on Forbes, on Entrepreneur, on Yahoo, about how they've been able to help thousands of agents, or how they've been able to help thousands of personal trainers, how they've been able to be the highest listers in the luxury market, how they've been able to help the most people in the health and fitness space with that specific topic. Here we are. Here you go. So the sales rep can now present this, which now it also builds more trust in the person's eyes. So that's a great way to leverage it. Same thing with social media. When you show that on social media, their audience is seeing that credibility now, which again pushes your audience to now even want to consider working with you or jump on that call with you and make the whole sales process much easier.
Definitely, man. I that's a huge advantage. And I can see where owners are scared to do that. Not just provide publicity for themselves or media coverage or whatever it is, but even for their own team. If you're a real estate broker, for example, and you have a team and you have multiple teams, that should be in part of your packages to reward those top producers. They're the ones that are providing you that income. They're the ones growing your brand, pushing your brokerage. What's going to kill you spending some money to build their brand, invest in their business?
Oh, yeah. And people love that. People love, if they're a part of a brand and a company that helps support their brand and build their company, they want to stay with you longer.
Owners, you guys got to get away from that scarcity mindset. The more you give, the more you're going to receive.
That's true.
That's the mindset you got to start in developing, start opening up to that, because the more you pour into those in your organization and create those leaders, they're going to pour back into you. And they're going to be less likely to leave you, because I know that a lot of you guys are probably scared of the competition. Oh, if I get this guy to this level, he's going to leave me and open another brokerage or open another firm and compete directly against me. 9 times out of 10, people are very comfortable and they're not going to make that jump.
Yes.
If you train them right, they're not going to leave.
And you know what makes you stand out, man? It's how you treat your team. It's how you do business. It's the way you present yourself every day. The high-level quality service. The way you show up. That's what's going to make you separate from the competition. So who cares? Focus on what you got to do. Focus on being the best. Focus on pouring in, constantly educating, constantly growing, helping your team. That's what's going to help you stand out.
Oh, 1,000%. And that goes back to sales is the lifeblood of your business.
Oh, yeah.
You always got to be selling.
Well, here's the thing. I think, I think we can all agree a lot of people are scared of the word sales. But what a lot of people don't understand is that sales is the economy. Sales is an amazing thing. Without sales, there is no economy. It's the bloodline of the economy. It's the pounding heart, the beating heart of the economy. Sales. Without sales, the economy is dead.
Oh, it's flatlining.
So as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, an agent, personal trainer, you need to understand that sales is very important. And if you're scared of the word sales because of an experience or because of what you've heard from, the sleazy car salesman or the forceful this, you need to forget about that. And you need to understand that you have to do sales to be able to make your business grow. And here's the most important thing. If you truly value what you do, if you truly feel that what you're pushing, the product, the service, whatever it is, to that person is going to help them, then you're doing a disservice by not selling. Selling is serving. Because here's the thing. If you sell something to somebody and it helped them overcome something in their life or helped them attain something in their life, brought them joy, brought them happiness, brought them love, brought them whatever it is, just a better positive feeling, you did them an awesome service. So if you are holding back from selling, you're doing a disservice to people. And that's why sales is important.
Beautiful. That's fantastic explanation, Anthony. I love that.
And
I'm selling right now.
And look, and the thing is, I enjoy this topic because I think people need to push more away from thinking that sales is a bad thing. It's the same thing with money. People think money is bad, well, you're going to have a bad relationship with money. If you think sales is bad, well, your company's not going to produce, you're not going to produce, you're not going to have any sales, and your company is going to go down the hill, down the drain.
We're all doing sales. Your wife or your spouse is with you because you have to sell them on that dream.
Your kids are selling you all the time. Kids are the best salespeople.
Kids are going to sell you. Your parents are going to sell you. You got to sell your boss to even give you that promotion. You're selling all day. And if you don't like it, get over it.
Get over it.
Get over it.
Start learning it. Start embracing it, right? Start finding your own way of selling as well and be okay with it.
Be okay with it.
Right? Like, learn it, enjoy it, embrace it. Guys, like, I'm telling you right now, like, sales, the old way of you thinking what sales is, take that out of your head. Take that out of your head. And if you want to make things easier, sales is just a way, I like to explain it, you're coaching somebody through a call. You're coaching somebody through a process. You're coaching somebody to help them get to the other side, to truly help them fix or help them with the problem that is at hand and provide that solution for them, right? And in that sale, you're going to have to overcome certain problems along the way that you're going to have to handle. And what you're doing is you're coaching somebody through that call. You're coaching somebody through that sales process. So in order to help somebody at the end of the day with their initial problem, you're going to have to tackle other little problems that you're going to have to help people get over through that call to really help them with the main problem and provide them that solution.
100%. And let's just keep it 100. Most of you that are going to school, getting that degree, all that good stuff, that's just another tool that you're putting under your belt to do sales. Okay? Because you're trying to convince somebody that that has no idea who you are. You're trying to convince them why they should even hire you. All right? So at the end of the day, you're going to get that certification. You're getting that real estate license. You're getting all those certifications that you're trying to move up the ladder in your career because you got to sell yourself to your boss that you're capable of doing what he's paying you to do, right?
Yep.
And why that person wants to even hire you for your services. So at the end of the day, guys, we're all doing sales at one form or another. Even if you're trying to convince your partner to, marry you or whatever it is, we're all doing sales.
Yeah, and guys, realize this. When it comes to sales, it's all practice. It's all repetition. It's all being in front of another person through Zoom, through in person, however it is, and constantly doing that consistently. The only way you're going to get better at it is by being there and doing it more, right? It's the same thing as playing a sport. If you want to become a better free throw shooter, what do you have to do? You have to shoot more free throws. If you want to become a better striker and you want to be a better boxer or striker, you have to do what? Practice more punches. If you want to be better at something, you have to do it over and over and over again. Same thing goes with sales. If you want to be a better salesman, a better salesperson, you want to actually impact lives with what you're providing, you need to put in the reps. And you're going to understand. You're going to have failures. You're going to have no's. But that's okay, because that's all part of the process. And then from there, you can start learning to love sales, enjoy it, and realize the amazing things that come out of it and how it is the bloodline, the heart of the economy.
Amazing, guys. Drop comments down below, man.
Oof.
We're dropping some bombs here right now.
So, guys, just like Brian says, if you got value out of this video and this podcast today, we would really appreciate it for the feedback, for you guys to leave it to us. Comments, ratings, reviews, share this with everybody, loved ones, friends, co-workers, business partners, because at the end of the day, this is what you need to do when you're actually building and scaling your business. So again, the more love you show to us, the more love we can show back. Till next time on the Sweat It Out podcast, let's go.